At Southport, Mark Richards, I put it to you that that's a game Hereford could have won today.
Yeah, it came down to 2 set pieces. They scored theirs, and obviously we missed the penalty. I think that was probably the one bit of quality that was in the game in terms of their wide free kick that they've scored from. I didn't think there was much quality out there. It was difficult, windy, pitch was very, very difficult to play on as well, but yeah, definitely wasn't one for spectacle of football.
Because I think it was patchy, especially in the first half. I think the conditions were worse in the first period.
Yeah, it was really difficult, but we still wanted the boys to try and play. I still think we had opportunities to play a little bit more than what we did in the first half. Created a few chances, but again, it was minimal. There was no real clear-cut chances for either side. Like I said, it came down to 2 set pieces, and that was the difference today.
I'm sure you've already looked at the goal conceded. Was it a question of not being decisive enough at the far post to clear it?
Danny's put his hand up. To be fair to him, obviously he's given away the free kick, but then it's also his man. You know, all the lads are given who they need to be picking up, and he's fair play to him. He's put his hand up. You know, obviously it doesn't make it any easier, but at least he's had the you know, sort of bravery to do that and say, look, apologies.
But prior to that, 2 great chances after the restart. James Waite with a header and Kyle Finn went close. Yeah, frustrated because I've been talking to any of the boys that have been playing in wide positions to make sure that they get in and make sure they're in and around the sort of even the front post sometimes from the opposite wing. And you know, you saw James's header, and then obviously Finney came in on the volley. So again, yeah, probably 2 of the better chances in the game. Because had you taken one of those, it would have been a different story, surely.
Yeah, it would have been, and it did have a feel, unfortunately, of that sort of end of season game again, similar to the Alfreton one, where 2 teams that maybe aren't necessarily competing for anything, and we just don't want to make, you know, we want to make sure that the season doesn't fizzle out like I've been saying. So frustrated with the result. Overall, the performance was difficult because of the conditions. I think for both teams it wasn't a pretty game at all. You know, they're pretty direct in the way that they play and the way that they set up. Got some big lads in their squad, obviously long throws, wide free kicks, corners is kind of what they were sort of playing for a lot of the time, and unfortunately we didn't deal with the one that obviously cost us.
As regards the penalty, I saw a trip on Kyle Finn. Did you see it?
Yeah, I thought it was a penalty. Obviously, you know, gave us an opportunity to potentially come away with a point, but frustrating. You know, Tommy's absolutely gutted, but you know, it's one of them things, unfortunately.
Because Tom Owen Evans would have been the designated penalty taker. You took him off. What was the problem there?
Yeah, he was feeling his groin, sort of feeling it towards the end of the first half. Gave him 5-10 minutes to start the second half, and obviously he was still struggling, so obviously made the change.
Yeah, and no Kieran Thomas. What's the latest on his accident?
Frustrating. He's just he's been to the doctors. He's had a scan. There's nothing in terms of a clot there or anything like that, but he's still feeling it. He's struggling. Went for a jog on Thursday and on Friday, and just wasn't right. So you know, didn't travel today.
I imagine you've not had a chance to look at the table as a result of this result, but I think there's something like 6 teams within 2 points. Yeah. Can you still get in the top half of the table? Is that the aim?
Don't know, because don't know what the point difference is now given the results. Haven't seen all the results today, but yeah, that is the aim, obviously, to try and finish as high as we possibly can with 3 games remaining. So you know, I'm glad we're in that situation where we're not still looking over our shoulders in terms of that bottom 3, but yeah, we want to try and finish the season on a high.
And I know you can't isolate people individually, but how many of this squad are really fighting for a place in the squad for next season?
I think it's something we've been looking at for a while, but you know, no decisions will be made just yet. So you know, ultimately, a good percentage of the squad are still, you know, fighting for a spot for next season.
Thanks for your time.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you.